All right, good morning, everybody. So, my current thing is just really focus on these 4 points. Just think about them all the time. Right? Even if you're not trying to flex that muscle or flex this muscle, just learn to think, be aware of these 4 points. So it's inside of the joint. Yeah, I'm still discovering, I'm still unlocking what this does, and it applies to everything. But if you can learn these 4 points, it just applies mechanically to everything. I'm starting to realize it helps you to hold that frame, and that a frame applies to anything, any sport, any structure, any physical structure, and activating, when you learn to activate and flex the muscle, and one is, if you flex the muscle out, you have to learn to kind of pull the muscle a different way, so that's a whole different thing too. But if you need that strength coming out, that's when you have that full flex, or sometimes you just kind of have to hold it and then you relax it. So you learn where to just let it go, but still thinking about it, and when to just really just surge it out, and then when to just hold it, when you just need that structure. It's everywhere in between, and just that playing back and forth, up and down, 0 to 100, 100 to 0. But just thinking of this. So I can't remember if I explained this last week, but as I'm walking the baby, you're just learning how to walk. So I have to take you can only take 12-inch steps, at the most, with her. So as I'm taking my time and watching her, I start thinking here. So as I'm walking, I'm thinking, just think here. And as I just think right there, I can feel my whole body rock back a little and settle a little. It's like, wow. And if I think here, I can feel it. Oh, it wants to do something, so it reminds me. It starts to round this a little bit. Yeah. So all those things I would say there, they become guidelines. Like, oh, you want your elbow in front of your body. Yeah, you want this bent a little, but if you think about them, they'll make you aware of that. And if you flex them a little bit, they'll kind of force that rounded form. Yeah. So we were talking yesterday. I said it's like making a paper mache something for the parades, and you give everybody the same balloon, and you give everybody the same strips of newspaper, and you give everybody the same paper mache, and as long as that structure in the middle is proper, right, you can build the biggest, fanciest structure, and it'll just stay. But if the integrity of that balloon, right, if that balloon starts deflating before the paper mache dries, and then you build on top of it, and it doesn't have that structure, doesn't hold. So that it's an internal frame, it just applies to everything. Yeah. So as we do the warm-ups, as we do the forms, just at the least, just be aware of those 4 points, at the very least. Just learn to be aware, and then practice flexing it. Bounce that muscle or whatever. It's really interesting. And then as we were talking yesterday, so I'm lucky we reconnected and we're training again. So that's really helping me. There's a point over here. So it's just opposite, pretty much opposite the belly button. It's the small of your back. And this is the Mingmen point, Mingmen or Mingmeng point. And that's a really important point. And a lot of these points, you just think about them. Right? It's not a muscle, it's just an acupuncture point. You can think of it that way. And you just think about it, and it activates. It activates something. So the ball that we're creating with these 4 points and the basic structure, that's pung. And the center of the ball is empty. So when you want to activate emptiness, create the vacuum, not just empty, but think pull and empty it out. Just let something drain into it. You think of the Mingmeng. Yeah? So if you pick up your hand, if we do the first exercise, right? You pick up your hand, you're gathering, right? And right here you're kind of filling it up, But you still have to relax and think empty on the inside, right? And you lose that roundness. So you just let this go, but when you push out, right here if you want, you can flex this because you need a little bit of force to push something away from here, yeah? So expansion. But as you come down, you let go, you have to empty everything out. You think of back here. You just think of back here, and that, I don't know what it does, but it's like opening the drain valve. And if you think, oh, I just want to empty it, you think of the Ming Meng, and it just helps you to just empty that. So you're still aware of those 4 points. Yeah. So you try that again, right? You're coming up, you're gathering, right? You're kind of filling everything up. It's a little bit activated, and then it lightens. And right here is where you start flexing. Right? Raise and exhale, and then as you come down, you want to let it go. So you think of the Ming Men point, and you think of emptiness. Yeah? So 2 things, you have to think of emptiness. This has to let go, like it's in here, it's like it's collapsing. So when you push out, it's expanding, you flex. But when you're coming down, it's like it's pulling in and it's emptying, and you think of back here, and then it gets lighter. Yeah, it gets really lighter. And so some of the basic principles, right? If I think of here, this will stiffen up because I'm just thinking too much of here. So if I think of places like here and here and here, 100%, if all my thought is there, I cannot stiffen this up. I cannot stiffen this up, right? Because all my attention is placed someplace else. So if you feel stiff, you have to think more of those points until it lets go. So I always said, number 1 is relaxing. Right? Relaxing form, and then the strength builds up. Yeah, so this will help you relax. It all works together. All right, bring the hand up. So you can feel that surge, right? Just thinking of those sore points. Oh, I'm sorry, put your legs out first, and then slowly walk them back to here. And that's where we want the legs, in front of you. Breathing in and out. Breathe in from the earth. Extend and sink the legs into the earth a little bit more. It presses a little, and then it releases. You're holding the legs, so expanding from the hip. The hip and pelvic joints expanding. The inside is empty. The center is empty. Come up from the side, breathing in. And right here, right? Exhale, ha. Just flex the front of the shoulder and then let it go. And come up, gathering and ha. And just stretching and letting go. And then ha. Gathering and extending a little bit and letting go, just neutral, and then ha. One more time. Right here, think of Ming Meng, and then ha. Think of the Ming Meng point, and then ha. Scooping down. Deep breath. Inside the bones, charge up the bone marrow. Ligaments and tendons, wrapping, twisting. Letting everything go. Just relax everything. So there's actually a lot of different points, and as you get more sensitive, you think of those points and you can feel like, oh, there's something's going on as you get more sensitive. So just practicing thinking of those points all the time is sensitivity training. Yeah? And then you have to flex them, you have to be real physical, make them work, make them pump, and then just think of them. And as you get control of moving the muscles, right? When you start thinking of them, you'll feel the muscles. Oh, they want to do something. Right? It's like you have the pet dog and they're sleeping all day, and then you're opening the cupboards and they don't move, right? But you open the cupboard that has the dog treat, and they go. And you're like, what was that? And then you touch the dog treat bag and you look and like, they're at your foot. Right? That's how the muscle starts to react, right? You think about it and you feel like, oh, what's happening? Yeah. Like it just turns, nothing, it doesn't do it, but it turns on. It just turns on, yeah? And it's a very relaxed waiting. And that's how it's going to be, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be just like that. Oh, it was so neat. I came to his house and I don't know how they do this. He and the neighbor traded dogs. And the neighbor's dog was just sitting on his doorstep, wouldn't come down to me, real friendly, but just stayed on the doorstep like, and all he said was dog treats. And they walk inside the big bag of dog treats inside, and the dog knew you. And he probably left it just close enough, could smell, could hear it. And every time he opens the door, right, he reaches down, so the dog just watching the door. Come on, open the door, where's my treat? That's intent. Yeah, that's intent. Okay. All right. So we may not do the whole warm-up because I'm gonna just kind of walk you through, and it takes a while to understand it. And once you get it, you feel like, oh, when do you want to surge this? When do you just relax? But the first, I'll just kind of walk you through it. Yeah? So the first warm-up coming up, right? Breathing in, and sinking, and relaxing, and tilt the sternum up. Right? All the while the legs are lightly extended into the earth, pressing into the earth. Let it go, and then begin again, breathing in. Relax a little bit, tilt the sternum while you exhale, and just holding that while the head falls. So just thinking of those four points. Think expansion, just neutral in the shoulders and letting go. So as we do this one, upper body, just holding the legs, right, even. Right? It can be light expansion, or it can be like 2,000 pounds expansion, that's up to you, but you want to hold it constant. And then this is what's surging, right? So it's going to come out, it's going to lighten, and then right here, right, you start flexing it a little, and then you hold that flex, and then right about here, you lose the roundness, so you just let it go, right? And then let it empty, but still thinking, and then gathering, and just think a little bit, so it extends out a little bit, just a little bit, and then you hold that while you're gathering, and then you just let it go a little bit, and here, right, here's the surge. Right, so it's just that wave, right, on the shore, right? It goes out, big surge, and then it rolls back, and then little light, and then it gathers up energy, and then big surge, and then it draws back, just kind of holding, and then it just kind of lets go, right, as it gathers up energy. So this is the same thing. Right, so just extending, but then it just starts to let go, but you're filling it up, and then right here, big surge. Just holding and starting to let go. And then start building up, gently building up, extending, and holding it. A little lighter, and right here, And then letting it go, and then starting again, just that light extension. Letting go a little bit, letting it sink, and then and then holding that, and then letting it go. So you think of that little wave, right? It goes kind of through that four cycle, right? Two are pressing out, two are relaxing. Right? One is real strong, one is medium to light. Right? One is a little light, one is empty. Right? So it's just like you sit on the sand and you just watch that little wave, right? Crest, and then sometimes it's big, sometimes it just explodes, and sometimes it's like, just lets go, yeah? And that's that feeling, that's constant feeling, surging, can get bigger, can get smaller, right? Sometimes can be winter waves, sometimes just that 1-inch wave lapping, yeah? But always has that exchange. Okay? So this one is, it's a little illusion at first, right? So as we turn, you tend to focus on this hand, right? And then you tend to forget the bottom hand. You're still thinking of those 4 points, right? Holding the legs, right? A little bit more emphasis in the upper hand. But you tend to think of this hand. That's the illusion. When we come here, where's the roundness? Kind of gone, right? Where's the roundness? It's over here. So this is the hand where you surge. This is the side, so you surge the hand that's falling. This is the side that has more attention. This is the side that you let go. This is the side you let go, the chi will just flow. Yeah. So it's an illusion. Even though we're looking at this one, we're not looking at it to power this hand. We're looking at it so the chi flows there. This is the one. As it falls, it gets rounder. As it gets rounder, you flex here a little bit more. As this one opens, you let it go, and then the chi will just flow. And you look on this side, so your intent is here, so the chi will flow. Right? And then they come back to center. Right? They're about neutral. And then they start exchanging, so you start building up in here, you start letting go this side, and right here, right? This side lets go. Right? And then the both come back to center. So you breathe in, and out, and the palms are still rolling that ball through the forearm. You start flexing the side that's falling, letting it round, and then releasing both sides. Flex the side that's falling, and then come back to center. There. Okay? Yeah, finish the movement. Can you feel the difference? Okay. Visually, the indicator I see that you're doing it is all of a sudden the hand that falls doesn't get stuck. You notice that all of a sudden this hand continues to fall. Yeah. Before I'm trying to get everybody like, let the hand fall, let the hand fall. That doesn't mean anything. But if you think of here, oh, flex here, the hand just lets go. Right? If you're falling and you flex here, all of a sudden this just releases. Yeah. Same thing, right? Like, oh, don't think about what the form should look like. Flex here and then the form comes out. And then this just releases. You just think expansion, smile, open the heart. Yeah, so try one more time. Yeah? Doesn't matter each time. And finish the movement. Yeah, finish. Yeah, do two rounds. Finish your movement, come back to center when you're done. feel that little change. It just changes everything. Yeah, really interesting. Who would think, yeah, just thinking 4 points would just change your whole body structure. Come here. Okay. All right. So this one is interesting because we're stretching and they're even. So this one has to stretch up, this one has to stretch down. Right? They're symmetrical. Just said one is up, one is down. So same thing, if you flex this a little and you flex this a little, it'll cause this to round. Yeah. And then just open up a little. Right? If you come straight up and down, it's round here, but it's not round here. It's just like, oh, I can't go here, there's nothing. I can, but there's nothing. If I do flex them, it'll pull it in the center. Yeah. And then they'll line up right on top of each other. You said one is going down, one is going up, and I have to relax in the middle. Tilt the sternum up so I get that stretch. And I'll feel it pulling, and I'll feel it pulling the other way. And then flex here a little, so my legs press down. Now the body is really stretching up and down. The hip lets go, the shoulder blades let go, the neck lets go. Just holding and flexing those 4 points. Take a deep breath. And then slowly let everything come back to center. Right where the palms pass, we're neutral. Right? And then slowly separating, just thinking of those 4 points. And then slowly flexing those 4 points. Only thinking of the front of the shoulder, right? The front of the shoulder joint, the inside. Yeah, you see everybody's elbow is bent now. Right? Everybody's hand is facing towards the center now, right? It cannot come straight up, it has to. Even if it's not right in the center, if it's out here, it's still facing towards the center. Yeah, it's forcing that roundness. So you try and stretch it as much as you can without losing that roundness. Your body will tell you like, oh, that's all I can pull it back. Take a deep breath and exhale. Just let it relax. This time breathing in, continuous motion. Open the throat as you breathe. Force yourself not to tighten up the breath. Keep the throat open. Just those 4 points. The more emphasis in the front of the shoulder. And feel how the whole body wants to round when you expand and connect. One more time and then we'll do the spirals. So as you change, turn the palm and tuck the elbow in and turn the body. Right, straight down and wash the outside. Same thing, front of the shoulder. So it's going to make it really round. Lift and fall. And open. And lightly expand the front of the shoulders, just thinking about them. Not forcing the expansion, but just allowing it to expand and then letting it go. Just thinking about it so it stays round. Right here is about neutral. You're just holding it. And exhale. Right? And now just a little bit of a flex, not big. Yeah, there you see everybody's palms starting to center now. I don't have to say, put your palms in the center. I'm what? No sound? Oh. Check your Bluetooth. Check your Bluetooth first. Wait, they're saying no sound? Oh, okay. All right. We had sound before, right? Oh, it just went off? Okay. We're on? Okay, wait. No sound.
Everything's on though, yeah.
Everything's on. Are you getting sound? Yeah, see, I can. If you
Try again?
yeah, so you should be.
I can't hear you.
Oh, wait. No, it's coming out of the speaker, that's why. Yeah. Okay, now is it coming out of your head? Oh, no, no, see, it's still coming out of here. Wait, so you gotta turn, yeah, Bluetooth. So the sound is there, but, oh, yeah, yeah. That's, yeah, this is not coming through the Bluetooth, that's why.
Yeah. Can you hear it on your headphones?
Oh, no, I'm not wearing that. So, yeah, so this is right.
That's on.
This is right. You just have to be on Bluetooth. The Bluetooth turned off or something. No, but see, it's coming out of the speakers. Is it coming out of your headphones? Oh, okay, okay. No, no, no. Just turn off the speakers over here.
You know what? It's this one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. We blame the weather. No matter how, because no matter how good like Wi-Fi, this is not Wi-Fi, but no matter how good Wi-Fi is, moisture affects radio signals. Yeah. Okay. We're doing this. Oh, the spirals. Okay, we finished the spirals. So, yeah, so if you hold this one now, right, and we're turning, right, so you're turning, it'll expand a little bit, but really light. Right, so this is kind of like the 6-inch wave, yeah? A little bit surge, and then it lets go. Right, and it's neutral, and then a little bit surge, just really light, right? And then it lets go. Right? It doesn't have all of this, like this one is like really, has spirals and spinnings and turn all over, so you can really play with it. This one is just that lighter, just kind of studying it. And then letting it go. This one is a little simpler, but you could experiment really flexing this here if you wanted and see what happens. But you can see, like, as you come in here, you can really flex this, but really not too much happens. Yeah. So you overflex this, is just a waste of energy. So you flex and you feel how much leverage, how much power is coming out of the hands. And if you flex another degree, but there's no more power coming out of the hands, why are you flexing more, right? So you listen to the reaction of flexing here, it'll tell you like, that's kind of it. That's what that does, yeah. And then come back to center. So as we move to the legs, bring the feet in. So, in the beginning, to train the legs, if you want, don't worry about what the hands are doing. Yeah, if you really want, just train the legs, and just now the legs are going to be pumping. So just flex, 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 do that, and then don't worry about the hands. And later on, when you kind of get this, then practice putting them all together. Yeah. You try to do everything at once. What happens? Implosion, right? We don't want anybody to implode. Yeah. Okay. So just rest your hand here. Just awareness. And we're just going to practice the leg. Right? So you sink into one side, and then just flex and sink all the way down until this releases. Then you can pick it up. And you have to hold that, hold that, hold that, hold that, and then now start switching to this side. Just flex into this side and then sink. When you sink the heel, wait till the heel picks up, and then it can come up. Right? You're holding this, and then now start switching to this side. And then, right, flexing and then sink. You have to like let go of the joint, you think inside, right, and sink, and then this side will release. And then hold this, hold this, hold this, hold this, then switch to this side, and then sink. When this sinks, this side will release. right? Then you can step, right? You have to hold this. Now start switching. So don't think about picking up the leg, think of sinking. And then when that releases, oh, right? Now switch. Releases. Yeah, you wait for it to release. And switch. Yeah. Yeah. And then now switch. So the front of my foot is light. Right? It's pressing more on the heel. That's what I'm feeling. And over here expands and I'm sinking right into here. I have to hold this. This is just an air balloon. And then sink. If I let go of this even for a second, like, oh, now I have to like, but if I'm sinking down, it's like a seesaw, yeah? Where just 100% of the weight is on one side, so the other side is just light, nothing. But if I release a little bit, oh, that side drops like, oh, wait, you gotta work to keep that side up. Now it's like, oh, I have to balance. Yeah, so you practice that feeling where you're just gonna come here, let it fold, and then sink, just flex and sink into there, even in the chair. And then you just feel the other side bounce up. Okay. So, returning to the side. So you turn to the side, just drop the knee. And this is light because we're just turning, right? So it's kind of light, but as you turn and the hands move, right? One hand is going to be further out, so that's the side that's going to flex a little. You'll feel it. You can experiment. Well, what if I flex the other side? Does anything happen? Which side do I flex as they change, right? And it might be the back. You just have to experiment. Yeah. Sometimes it's like, well, if I flex this one, then this happens. If I flex that one, then this happens. Oh wait, what's the situation? Right? Sometimes I want a burn on my food. Right? Sometimes I don't. Hey, we don't want black and ahi tonight. What are you doing? Oh, sorry. I do. Okay, so drop one knee, turn, right, and then slowly expand, just thinking of those 4 points expand. Right? And then listen to here, right? Can you really flex this in the chair? Cannot, yeah. You just think about it, it's like, but up here you can flex a little bit and come back. It's a different kind of stretch. So this is to warm up and stretch the hip area. Right? It's not so much about like just surging out. Right? So the stretch is all over here, so not too much you can do. Yeah? Yeah. You'd have to change the movement a little bit. Just some expansion. But because we want to warm up and flex the hip area, if we keep our mind on these 4 points, it'll help the pelvic joints to release. Right? Then we can stretch them, then they can move. Then the tailbone can move, the sacrum can move. So think of just this, that surge, and then it lets go, yeah? Surge, and then it lets go, and then surge, and then it lets go. Yeah. It's like dancing, right? Like a nice little dance. All right. Okay, let's move to this one. So this one is about picking up the leg. So again, sinking. Right? Sinking, waiting for the other side to release. Don't think about picking up the leg, think about sinking and then, oh. Right? It's like the dog, right? Like, oh. No reason to get up, right? Until something triggers. Yeah. Okay, so sink on one side, doesn't matter left or right. Opposite hand. And just push that heel out, feel the back of the knee stretch. Yeah, just let it stretch. Then lift, right? Holding this side down, holding this side down. Right? And then switch to the other side. Just sinking into that side. Stretch this. You still have to hold this down the whole time. Right? Holding this, holding this, holding this. Don't let it go. Now start switching. Yeah. Pump the toe this time. Pump the foot. Get a bigger extension. Keep the upper body nice and upright. Just live in those 4 points. Right? Then the upper body can relax. Yeah, you see your body turning now? Oh, I don't even have to tell you to turn the waist. One more time. And come back. Okay, hold the ball. Okay, so same thing with this one now, right? You're gonna hold here. So it's not a big move, so you can experiment like just kind of holding it so this releases, or you can sink more. The more I sink, the more this is going to release. So you can play with how much, but it has to be 100%, right? While we're doing this movement. As long as you're pressing down and sinking into here, this leg will just float. Right? Every time you pick up the leg, it'll just kind of bounce up, right? As long as you're holding here. Yeah? So just heel and toe. So as long as I'm holding there, it's not easy to even touch the ground because it wants to float. And one more time and then we'll switch. So same thing when you switch, come back here, take your time, study that. Now start shifting. Just hold that side. And inside the front, you just think about it, right? Everything is devoted to the legs here. One more time, and then we're going to switch small toe, big toe. Right, so switch sides, right? Just slowly take your time shifting. And switch, last one. All right, loosen that up. So, is anybody have kind of done that this week? Be more aware of this when you're walking and sinking. You feel any difference? Yeah, don't worry if it doesn't. Like I said, I started this years ago, right, to get to this point. So in the beginning, it's big movement, right, like flexing, just making everything work, and then big circles, right? Yeah. Like you want to learn how to paint and be like, oh, that exquisite painter. You don't start with the 1-inch palette, right? The 1-inch for and the finest pen. You're like, you start with the big. And learn how to make big movements, right? Rough movements, and then lighter and lighter. Right? So in the beginning, 1 brush is enough, right? Hey, I want 50 brushes like that painter. What are you going to do with them? I don't know. Right? When you want to upgrade something, if you don't know what to upgrade to, that means you're not ready. Yeah? You have to go take a class and learn, and then all of a sudden, oh wait, I can still do a lot of things with what I have. And then all of a sudden, wait, I cannot achieve that. And then again, I cannot do that. Oh, I can't, my equipment, right? Oh, Now I'm ready to upgrade. So just take your time, just learn these 4, and just being able to be aware of these 4 points will change your structure. Yeah. Just that will fall prevention. Okay. All right, where are we? So same thing as we do the set, just what we're thinking about, just these 4. You just follow. Your form, I don't know if you can feel your form improve just by focusing on these 4. Roundness is important. Emptiness is important. Relaxing, so sung. So the shape, the principle, concept, or whatever, the shape is pung. So pung is the ball. A ball with a light expansion, equal. Every part of the ball is equal expansion, and in the center is nothing. In the center is empty. That's that little paper mache balloon in the center of the 50-foot statue that's holding everything together. Nobody sees it, yeah? But you're thinking, how come that is so relaxed and they can do that? It's all held together just by that. That's like, I forget. I'm thinking of some anime character. Dragon Ball Z. Who's that character in Dragon Ball Z? Or I forget. I forget. Okay. So again, right, feet out, and then slowly walk it back. Right. Just where it touches, just adjust right about there until you're comfortable. There now, everybody's foot is in front. So just sit there for a little while. Just calm the breath down. Pull the head back. Tuck the chin down and feel the neck stretch a little. And then slowly imagine pulling from above. Relaxing, starting to create that awareness of those 4 points. Letting the legs fall and expanding from the hip a little bit more. Sinking the breath down. Just focusing on those 4 points while you align, right, and calm down and gather yourself. Your hands up, breathing in. Exhaling. Just creating that basic form of pung, the shape of pung. Finding sung, relaxing. Think light and round. Looking straight ahead. Take 1 breath. Let it all out. Take a 2nd breath. Let it all out. Take a 3rd breath. Let it all out. Just breathe normally, holding that structure. Yeah, then when you're ready to breathe in and start commencement, right? You lift your arms with commencement. Okay, so when you're ready, breathe in and pick up your arms. Now, being aware of those 4 points. Bring it to your heart. Connect everything with your heart. Sternum is up. Smiling, sun in the chest. Always aware of those 4 points, rolling. Legs constantly expanded into the earth. Expand and relax, come back to the heart. Single whip, turn to your right. Pressing and then open. Eyes looking right above the fingertips. Wan Sau, right hand starts dropping as you turn. Just holding those 4 points. It can be gentle, it can be stronger, it can be lighter, as long as you're always aware of those 4 points. If you can, while you hold those 4 points, think of the Ming Meng point, the lower back. Every so often, just think of that point and see if something happens. The feeling changes. Do one more time. After this time, come back to center, come back to the heart, spiral back, open and close. And then repeat on the left side, turn and press, expanding the front of the shoulder, holding that expansion as single whip flows into Wan Sau. Your eyes looking at the fingertips or just beyond, but holding those 4 points. Be as relaxed as you can, just holding those 4 points. Come back to center, turn a little bit to your right to spiral back to the heart. Smile and expand. Brushing the knee on the right side, turn and slide the right hand up, right, holding that structure. Exhale. Tilt the sternum up. Turn the palm center. Turn. Roundness. Cradle the ball. And then we're going to parry right and parry left, or shooting palms. Just holding that circular form. Cover. Left hand flips over, turn, 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 wrist on wrist. Breathe in and start grabbing. Exhale, squeeze the fist while the right fist surges. And then let go, wrist on wrist, rolling back. Exhale, lift the sternum. Come back to center. One open and close. Smile, expand, sun in the chest. Then left side, brush knee. Turn and slide the left hand up. Breathing in and out. Lift the sternum. Turn the palm center. Keep on turning. Turn to your left. Right hand rises. Hold that ball. Don't let go of those 4 points. Parry left. Parry right. Shooting palm, using the shooting palm movement. Right palm covers, goes under the left. Wrist on wrist. Breathe in and grab. Exhale, squeeze the fist. Release. Wrist on wrist in the center. Rolling back. Collecting. Gathering. Compressing. Exhale. Come back to center. Open and close. Repeat on the left side, brush the knee, turn. Exhale, brush the right knee, left palm. Hold the left palm, leisurely tying the coat. Right hand circles up. Turn the waist. Palms turn center. Wiping down in the center. Fingertips connect to the wrist. Rotate, lift, right under the chin, and then extend, straight out. Big spiral. Let the whole body spiral. Double palm, and drop the hands. Looks like a mudra right there. Okay. And then do this side. I think I reversed it. That's all right. Left hand circles and comes up. And wipe. Right fingertips connect. Lift. Push. Just where you feel the shoulders open, then spiral. Let the whole body follow. Drop the shoulders and elbows and palm, height of heart, and then release. Turn to your right, fist under elbow. Open, start dropping your right hand, turn your waist. Right here, turn back. Bottom hand holds a fist, and then keep on turning until fist under elbow. You have to turn your body, breathe in. When you exhale, turn and squeeze the fist. Punch for the belly button, and then release, and then let it fold up. Turn, 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 turn. Breathing in and out. Think of the Ming Meng, the lower back. Right? And the other side. Keep on turning. Fingertip. Lift the sternum. Leisurely tying the coat. Turn. Left hand circles up. Right hand cradling the elbow. Wipe down. Left palm turns up. Lift right under the chin, close to the body. Yeah. Then extend. Spiral. Double palm. Release. Okay, fist under elbow. Turn and open. Drop down. And turn again. Am I repeating? That's okay. This might be the 54 form. Yeah, focusing so much on those points here, you just let everything move. And then that's what happens. You just start flowing into the form and like, just let it go, just finish, because that's what you want to do. Yeah. That's when you know, like, oh, I'm not stuck to 24, 48, 108. Yeah. And just start moving. And that's where you can see, you can make your own form, right? And close. So you don't have to make any more, you don't need new movements, right? New form just becomes resequencing the form, right? Taking the parts that you like, right? And if you're focusing on this, it's like, doesn't matter what you do, right? Because it just moves, and then you finish one and your mind you forget where you are, so you just think, oh, this is the next one. If you're holding this, if you're not holding this and you're thinking, oh, what's the next move? You're like, glitch, right? But if you're holding this, oh, that just came out, just finish it, just hold this. Yeah, just see what comes out from there. Yeah. Makes it more fun, makes it nicer, right? That's why we don't perform on stage and do group performances. Because if I do group performances, I cannot teach that, right? I have to think, wait, stop. You have to speed up, stop, you have to slow, stop. No, your hand, no, your foot, no, the right side, no, wait, do it again. Like, okay, everybody go home. Right? Then the internal is not important. Looking like your neighbor becomes important. We don't want to look like your neighbor, you want to look like yourself, right? When you look in the mirror, who do you want to see? Right? You want to see you. If you want to look like your neighbor, then you're going to see your neighbor. You only copy people because, like, wow, I want to be able to do that, but once you get it, you want to see yourself here doing that. Okay, shake that out. Okay, let's see. What time? Let me look at my phone. I'm so out of time. Okay, it's about an hour. So off time yesterday. I had to just check the recording to see, oh, okay, we've been doing it about an hour, so that's about right. Okay, so yeah, let's do a little bit standing. Let's do a little bit standing. Yeah, just shake it out. Yeah. So everybody does something. They say they all call it Tai Chi walk, yeah? But then they all look different. So if this was a karate class, what would we call it? Karate walk, right? Okay. So we just practice walking. Yeah, we won't worry about, we'll get away from the standing form for now, because we do the standing form to train something, but we're training some. Look at this, I'm leaving the speaker on the ground and not even using it. Oh, that's funny. So, you're practicing the walking, the first thing is the shifting, yeah? Right? Because you're moving from left leg to right leg to left leg to right, so there's that shift. So, if you're walking, like how many ways could you walk? So, when we do this kind of walking, you're just holding that form, holding the holding the 4 points. So you could either shift and you could walk in a straight line, right? So if you put your feet right on the line, right? So you're standing right? The line is right in the middle over here. Right? So one way to walk would be to just not let the leg go in and out, right? You just trace that line. And so even right now, right, if you try and you just walk right in that line, it's kind of an odd way of walking, right? You feel your body doing this. So you see people walking like that, you realize, oh yeah, they're stuck, right? Joints are stuck and they're just kind of forcing that, and you'll start to recognize that's why they look a certain way and they walk. So if you want to be able to walk straight but not look like you're doing this, you have to fold. So you focus here, right? Just thinking of here, go down a little bit, right? And then just let the hands fall, just a little rounded, right? Just thinking of here, just to hold that structure, not flexing, but just to hold that structure. And they say hands, the guideline is like your hands are resting on a block of wood, resting on water. So not floating, but like just a gentle holding it. So if you think of here, then they'll sink and they'll do that, right? So as you shift into one side, right, you have to sink. And then when this leg releases, there's a fold, so you just extend, right? Don't reach, just extend. Drop the leg down, right? And then now shift. Slowly shift, empty it to this side, sink in this side. When the back leg releases, right, relax and fold that up a little, right? And then bring the knee up so it rotates. And right here, just extend. Yeah. And then shift. Right? Then the feet can walk in a straight line, and you're not doing this. You have to have folds. So as we're walking, you have to focus more on this now. You have to flex this a little bit and let this sink down, yeah? So when I shift to this side, I'm gonna sink on this side. When I have to give it up, I have to fold, yeah? And then this will release, right? And then just gonna small step trace that line, and then holding this, and then switching it to this side. And just 100% in here now, sink. And then this side will release. Yeah. Small step. Yeah. Yeah. And sink, 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 sink until this side releases. Yeah. So don't pick up the leg, sink. sink. Relax the bottom of your feet, sink. Wait until the back leg releases. Yeah, yeah. So just keep on going, keep on going. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, force yourself to fold and sink. Yeah. Yeah, just commit to the front of the hips. Yeah, so right there, don't lift. Don't lift. Yeah. So you take your step forward. Yeah. And then it's right here. It's right about here. Yeah. So this is the fold, yeah? That's the joint. So it's right inside. Yeah. To sink into there. Yeah. Yeah. And then let it fold. And then let it sink all the way. And then that's until that side releases. Yeah. Just commit to sinking, sinking, pressing, pressing, pressing. There, right there. You felt it release? Yeah. So it's change. You have to change your you have to undo everything you thought this was the correct way before, right? Because what we do is we use too much strength. In other words, right, the way we walk. Sorry, I'm off camera. But the way we tend to do is if we want to stand on one leg, we think, gotta be strong, right? So we start flexing this, and we tense all the muscles. And as we tense the muscles, it's actually expanding. Like this, so we rise. So we're rising, we're losing connection with the ground. Remember we did this? You flex here, the muscle contracts. But you hold it open and you flex, and it expands, right? So when you're strengthening here, right, it's not contracting, right? It's actually expanding. You're actually pushing away from the ground. So you're pushing away from the ground, you're not rooted. So you have to just give up and sink into the ground. You have to put all your mind here and then flex here into the ground. Let this go. Yeah. Let your body drop. Yeah. So you have to retrain. You have to trust that. And then every time you feel like, oh, it's solid, like, oh yeah, it works. You have to convince yourself. You have to be your own brainwashing tool. Yeah. Okay. So that's one way. But yeah, you just have to. So if walking is, if you can't get the walking, then you just start side to side. So the first, you go back to side, just sink. Oh, it releases, okay. Go back, right? Sink. Boom, this releases, okay. Right? So you get used to feeling it release. Get used to like sinking. It's safer, right? Because the feet are still here. Okay? And then you apply it to walking, because the angle is a little different, right? And you have to say, okay, sink. And release and hold that. You see how I'm folded over? I'm not worried about that. As long as I'm holding this, I'm balanced. Then later on, I can change my structure a little bit. But I cannot give this up. Because as soon as I give this up, I'm going to fall. No matter how beautiful the building is, if it collapses when somebody sneezes, it's worthless, right? Okay. So one is to walk straight, and the other way they like to do is you make these half circles. So as you shift, and you're just kind of using the ball of the foot. So, and you can actually brush the ankle a little bit. It doesn't have to, but it could. Right? And then it circles. So you shift, and then it would circle. And you shift, and then it would circle. So when you move like this, you can feel your hip has to, your pelvic joints, right? They have to swivel, they have to move, right? Keeping the mind right in the front, right? So this is the joint where it folds, right? Your mind is right inside, right? So if you fold your hands like this, right, that's where it is. It's not on the joint, it's inside of the joint. So, yeah. Right, so one way would be straight, right? Straight walking. Right? Just has to be straight. Right? Straight line. And the other way would be small little circles. And don't reach. The trick is the guideline, don't reach. In other words, don't reach for that. Learn to just flex from the knee. Okay? You don't feel the ground, put the leg down. Yeah. Hold this, hold this. Hold this stability and then shift. Yeah. Hold this stability. You feel yourself falling, sink back into here. Yeah. So learn to commit to these areas. Yeah. See, right? So you got to go slowly. So one of the reasons, right, is if you're going fast and you feel yourself falling, no, you get out of it. So you throw away the structure. But if you're going slowly, you can feel yourself slowly losing balance. So you say, stop, wait, come back, hold that, sink, right? Okay, come in here. Oh, I'm going out of balance, right? I can correct it. So if you move slowly, you can correct your form, right, without giving it up and restarting. Yeah. And then the whole time, that muscle is still activated, right? Yeah. You don't have to restart. When we went to China and I learned this Qigong, the teacher told us, you're supposed to do this every day, supposed to do morning and night, but the minimum once a day. Take 1 hour to do these 8 exercises. Every day you skip, he said, takes 10 days to get that back. Like, oh, I've lost decades since then. So take your time, yeah, just take your time and just really don't give that up and allow yourself to sink. Yeah, lack of better word, let yourself hunch. Right? If it takes hunching to get this, allow that. Because once you get this, then you can learn to straighten out without giving this up. Yeah. Okay. All right. Just before we end, we'll just do the 3. Even though I said we're not going to do it, we'll just do the opening 3. Yeah. Okay. So feet together, point at 45, and then you have to relax. Right? Turning your feet out will force this bend. If you don't bend, you're going to create that tension in there, so you have to let it go. Okay. So be aware of those 4 points, right? Round. As you breathe in, pick up the hand. So this is commencement. Bring it to the heart. Right here, you sink a little bit more to the heart. Yeah? So that's the first movement. So you pick up the ball, you bring it in, and then you sink. Just a little bit, yeah? And then you shift to your right. You shift to your right, right? Sink into here, pick up the left. Small step, just extend from the knee. Right? Your foot is already pointing at an angle, so it should go out an angle. And then shift. Same time, you're going to press the ball out. As your weight drops on your left foot, you drop the hand down. Right? When you sink everything into the left, then pick up the right. And you fold into your hand. Right? And then up and out, and then settle. So all we're doing is we're taking one even, oops, my feet are out of line. We're taking one even step up, okay? So a lot of the forms are like that, especially the Tai Chi forms where you start from here and then they open. Or you start from here and then they take one step up and now you're ready. It's like you're entering a circle or something, yeah. Okay? All right. So 45 degrees. Little round. Take one breath to begin. And then commencement. Breathing in, picking up the hands, and sinking on your right, freeing the left foot. Small step up. Rolling the ball forward and then the hands drop. And then pick up the right, folding into the hands. Keep on circling. And open and close. Try that one more time. I'll face you. Okay, begin, breathe in. Gathering up the chi and then sinking. Shift to your right, same side as me. Free the left heel. Small step. Sink. Shift to the left. Sink into the left. Pick up the right. Small step. Yeah, good. Yeah. Roll the ball and open and close. Yeah. And then closing. So there's no need to rush the form. Right? If you're focusing on these 4 points and you're just doing those 3 moves, that's a lot. You're getting a lot. You can do the 108 movements, but can be falling every step, yeah? Empty. Look at me, look at me, look at me, I can do it, right? Everybody's like, oh, never mind. Take them out, don't let them audition. Okay, hands up and down, sink. Fold into here. Up, and extend those 4 points and relax. So just stretching open those 4 points and then letting them relax. Bring the palms together. Bring the elbows together, forehead. Take a breath. Okay, throat. Breathe in and out from the throat, or exhale from the throat. And then heart, breathing. Okay, and letting everything go. Right hand, left hand. Okay, so standing, just loosen it up. You pick your knee straight up and just drop it. Loose, yeah. Okay, same thing. Loosen up your neck, yeah, from here. You turn your head side to side, up and down. Rub your hands. Just warm up over here. Try to keep your forearms together lightly. Yeah, and then bite down on your jaw 3 times and release. Just bite and release. And then use your fingertips massage. Or you open and close your jaw. When you take your tongue and you're going to wash the inside of your mouth, the front of the teeth, the back, you're trying to generate saliva. You generate the saliva, you're going to swallow into 3 parts. So you take a third, you swallow, you imagine like a little bead going down into the tantin, and then take a second swallow. Just imagine it washing down into the tantin, and then the third swallow. Okay, and then cupping. So outside, top, inside, bottom. Do 3 times. So this slapping you can do anytime, yeah? You could use this first thing in the morning, you could do it. Go back when you go to sleep. Your kidneys and back of leg. Inside. Shake everything out. Loose, loose. Just loose. All right, last time. And in. One more time. Right hand, left hand. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.